Hello and welcome to the Vida Spiritual Connection. I am Reverend Keven Kadel. Vida continues to encourage you to renew your mind and open your heart. Are you renewing your mind and opening your heart around your work, your career, your vocation, your avocation? Are you infusing your work, career, vocation with a metaphysical dimension? Meister Eckhart was onto something when he said, if the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, that shall be enough. An important part of healing and growing consciousness is noticing and then appreciating the good in one's life. Being genuinely grateful is a mentality, it's a poise, a feeling, and therefore a powerful quality of God like no other. You are imbued with thoughts and feelings of appreciation, of gratitude, of being thankful. Yet, like other indwelling good, it's dormant until you consciously activate it. You activate that good within you by meditation, by affirming, praying, journaling, spiritual study, by visioning. All of these spiritual practices tend to amplify gratitude. Now, there were times in my life when I had a real difficulty acknowledging really any good in my life. Attempts to notice and appreciate some light or some success or some accomplishment, it felt insincere and inauthentic. Even in those moments, I tried to acknowledge any good in my life, and that was often at the urging of someone else in my life. Acknowledging that good, I felt, would jinx any more good coming into my life, or that I was being selfish and acting in a way that would take my good away. I was living the epitome of negativity, of all of those beliefs and lack and limitation and scarcity and density. Those were all the operative things in my thinking and in my life. I was proving all of the metaphysical principles and universal truths. I was proving all of those to my own detriment rather than to my benefit. And one of the lessons I learned is that my negative mentalities creating my miserable life could be changed. They could be changed to the positive. And through dedicated and consistent spiritual practices, I have changed for the better. I continue to change. I continue to shift and heal and improve. As powerful as those negative mentalities were in creating my challenging life, positive, productive thoughts, beliefs, feelings can be and are far more powerful at improving my life, at healing and growing consciousness. And what is true for me is true for you too. You too have the power to change your life, to change your thinking for the better. In the science of mind and spirit, activating your good, you living more of living spirit, often begins with putting a want or a need or a desire into words to make a request, and that request may escalate to a demand. And that emotionally charged demand often does not get the desired result. However, that same request made from a grateful poise is gracefully fulfilled. Ask in gratitude and you shall receive. Noticing and appreciating develops a consciousness in which you participate in a divine flow. It is an exchange, a circuit that you, as an individualized aspect of universal love, you are in completing a circuit with universal love. The skills to develop a deep and broad consciousness of appreciation and gratitude actually begins at a really early age. At first, it seems to be just complying with social norms, and it might feel a bit obligatory and insincere that one is just going through the motions, just saying the magic words. A child's request that isn't immediately fulfilled often does escalate into one of those emotionally charged demands. And children that get in that habit of going straight to the demand, they are taught manners, the magic words of please and thank you and you're welcome. And manners are more than just turning down the emotional temperature of a demand. Manners are the beginning of activating otherwise latent thoughts, feelings of appreciation, of gratitude. Please, thank you, and you're welcome is a complete metaphysical circuit applied in this human phase of your soul's journey. One asks with please, says thank you when the request is fulfilled, and the exchange or the divine circuit is complete when the provider says, you are welcome. On the material plane, thank you, please, thank you, and you're welcome mirrors principle on the ethereal plane. You recognize you're good and that there is more in store for you, then you make the request to that infinite creative to help you live more of who you are at your essence, which is pure spirit. The universe responds with more good. You give thanks for that good. You have that good revealing in your life, and that cycle repeats. With each cycle, you level up in consciousness. More frequently and more readily, in the small and the big, you notice and then appreciate all that good happening in your life. As I've noticed after many years on a spiritual journey, I recognize there is a depth and breadth of people, places, things, relationships that really have fostered and facilitated and propelled my healing and growth in consciousness. It feels right and good to appreciate and thank all those people and places and things and relationships, in part because in being grateful for what has already blessed my life, those blessings tend to continue in my life. Because it feels right and good, I give thanks over and over again. And because that feels right and good, I am able to appreciate and give thanks for the blessings of this moment and the moments to come. Noticing, then appreciating, being thankful and grateful is healing, it's powerful, and it's creative, all of its own. The spiritual practice that I am emphasizing this week is journaling, and specifically a gratitude journal. And that's often very effective, but it carries with it two caveats. First caveat, be careful about the challenge, that stuff that is healing. Often folks give thanks for some hardship or tragedy or wound. Gratitude is the anointing of increase, which means technically, metaphysically, if one is grateful for a challenge, the universe is going to serve up more challenge. If a challenge has your attention, if some hardship still feels heavy on your mind and your heart, if there is some wound still hurting, to avoid making a challenge more challenging, try a separate parallel to your gratitude journal. On a separate document, record your observations around any challenges. As best you can, be objective and just notice the challenge. As you observe, in a kind of a stream of consciousness, record your thoughts, your feelings, those inward sensations, and your emotions, the physical body manifestations of your thoughts and feelings. And when you feel complete journaling the observations of your challenge, return to your gratitude journal, not to give thanks for the challenge, but to give thanks for your observations, to give thanks for any insights, for any lessons, for those shifts in consciousness towards love and light. Notice that you're not appreciating the challenge or the hardship or the wound, but you are appreciating your healing and growth and consciousness, to which the universe responds with more healing and growth in consciousness. Second caveat: while gratitude journals are excellent for counting your blessings, and again, in and of itself, that helps build an appreciative and grateful consciousness, counting your blessings is only about quantity, not necessarily quality, and not necessarily in the present moment. So add a second column to your gratitude journal. Once you have gotten consistent with listing all those blessings, take a moment each time to reflect on each listing, on each item, and notice and record your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions. And as you get consistent with that, you're going to add a third column. And that third column is going to be noticing the biggest effect, the biggest impact that any one or few of those blessings in your life are having. And those are the ones that you will be drawn to frequently and consistently affirm and vision around. A grateful poise is often the best preparation to affirmation, itself an essential part of an affirmative prayer or a spiritual mind treatment. One might begin an affirmation or prayer with, "How grateful I am in this moment to recognize and feel a power, a presence, an intelligence, a compassion that exceeds all understanding. It is infinite. It is in, through, and around all people, places, things, and relationships." Great way to start your prayer. An area of my life impacted by a grateful mind and heart has been in my work and career and vocations and avocations. As you journal, as you affirm and vision around the blessings in your life, focus on cultivating gratitude for the skills, for the resources, for the opportunities you already have in your career. This brings to the present those thoughts and feelings that create skills and resources and opportunities. As these are now present in mind and heart, you plant that seed for growth, for greater skills and resources and opportunities. A close companion to a grateful mind and heart is contentment. Contentment is not to be confused with being stuck or settling for something less than that greater life that living spirit has etched on your heart. Even if current appearances are to the contrary, contentment can be an acquiescence or a being at peace with the greater life of living spirit that is unfolding as your life. As you embrace contentment with where you are, you're still guided by your vision. You're still striving for growth and improvement. Cultivating gratitude and being content does not mean that you bend your ethics or that you're inauthentic or that you're out of integrity. Reflect on those ethical aspects of your work. Ernest Holmes could be termed an ethicist in his science of mind teaching and practice. As answers to the questions that you ask, is this for some greater good? Is this for my greater good? As you reflect and answer in favor of the greater good for self and others, notice your thoughts, your feelings, your intuitions. The positive thoughts and feelings and intuitions, that is living spirit within you. It's guiding you. It is upholding your integrity, your honesty, your principles, staying true to the highest and best within you. Your decisions and your actions, they're not taken as this emotionally charged demand, but are taken peacefully and confidently and with utmost compassion. And it is all that much more powerful with a grateful mind and heart. So said Meister Eckhart, if the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, that shall be enough. Thank you. Remember to catch Vida's other weekly live streams on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. A Spiritual Remedy is at 9 a.m. Mondays. Treatment Tuesday is at 9 a.m. Tuesdays. Midweek Meditation, you guessed it, is at 9 a.m. Wednesdays. Have a splendid, grace-filled week.